I turned $14,000 into over $27,000 investing in crypto as a complete beginner. My strategy is simple. Stick to the best cryptos, watch the support lines, and follow the regression bands. The best part is, I didn't have to buy hyped up coins like Doge, Shiba Inu, or any of the other crazy ones out there. Shout out Poop Coin. Instead, I stuck to a simple plan that's easy, reasonable, and it works. Class is in session. Steve Antonioni here, back with another episode of the Crypto Corner on Cash College. Today, we're talking about how I made a nice chunk of change investing in crypto as a complete beginner. So once again, I will repeat, my strategy is simple. Stick to the best coins, watch the support lines, and follow the regression bands. Huge shout out to Benjamin Cohen's channel Into the Cryptoverse for the work that he does on indicators. Ben's the GOAT. Definitely check out his channel. Now you can see my crypto portfolio on the screen, and I just want to point something out here. By the time this video actually gets posted, the amount I'm up could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less, but the overall point is that I basically doubled my money investing in cryptocurrencies as a beginner in my first year doing it. And as you can see, looking at my crypto portfolio right now, yep, that's right. No Dogecoin, no Shiba, no Poop Coin, just Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a little bit of Cardano. Speaking of Cardano, this was the most recent investment that I made in crypto, and I made a post about it on Instagram so that you guys can follow along. And so far, it looks like the Cardano trade is playing out as I expected, which I am definitely not mad about. And hey, I mean, this is the first tracking post I did, so it makes me look pretty good, not gonna lie. I can't promise that that's gonna be how it goes in the future, but so far so good. So make sure to follow me on Instagram if you're not already. So let's kick things off by going back to where it all began and giving you a short, quick rundown of my history in the crypto world. The first time I ever bought cryptocurrency was on January 9th, 2021. Who knew that fateful day I was going to fall deeply, deeply in love? It seems like I knew Bitcoin my whole life, and we'd occasionally brush past each other like star-crossed lovers. But it wasn't meant to be until that wonderful day on January 9th, 2021. I'll have to celebrate our anniversary next year. All jokes aside, after I started researching and learning about crypto and started a small position in it, I fell deeply, deeply into the rabbit hole of the crypto world, and I came out the other end just knowing I absolutely had to own this asset class. So my first purchase became a string of purchases, and looking at them all in total here, in the month of January, I had bought Bitcoin 62 times and shoveled around $4,000 into the asset. But shortly after I met the wonderful Bitcoin, I met another, my other love, Ethereum. As Bitcoin and I were enjoying getting to know one another, Ethereum burst into my life like a goddess from the ether itself. And so I found myself in a strange love triangle where I bought Ethereum 22 times in January and shoveled about $1,000 into the asset. Now you might be thinking, Steve, those are a lot of transactions. Why were you buying it so frequently in 1 month? The answer is very easy. I simply set up a recurring buy transaction on this app to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum once per day, every single day. So this would automatically take 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, whatever amount of money I wanted it to be, and used it to buy crypto automatically for me. So in other words, I was automatically dollar cost averaging into the market. Now, if you live in Canada, the app that I use to do this, and I would highly recommend, is ShakePay, and I'll leave a link for it in the description down below. I've actually got to tell you a little story about dollar cost averaging here. So I was speaking with a friend the other day. He called me and asked me a question about Bitcoin. He basically said this: "Hey Steve, I really want to buy Bitcoin, but I feel like the price is really high right now, and I'm wondering if I should wait for a dip. Have you thought about dollar cost averaging? Like just split your investment up over a period of time so that you get a good average price?" I don't know though. I think it's gonna dip. I'm gonna wait for a dip. So literally after the day that we spoke, Bitcoin hit a new all-time high. And at this rate, there's a chance that he may never get that opportunity to invest when he wanted to, and he may be stuck out of the market because of his decision. But if you bought $10 worth of Bitcoin every single day for the past year, regardless of what price it was, when it was low, when it was high, whatever, you'd have around $7,000 right now. Yes, this includes buying it at the two highest points of the market cycle so far that we've had. And speaking of this magical, mysterious, wondrous market cycle in the cryptocurrency world, let's talk about how I'm navigating it. All right, so here we are looking at the chart of Bitcoin in a way that tells us when Bitcoin is potentially over or undervalued. Now, these fancy lines here overlaid on top of the chart are called logarithmic regression lines. And these lines are a very popular way to track the market cycle activity of Bitcoin. Now, anyone can plot their own lines using basically just a logarithmic regression formula. But for anyone who isn't a stat nerd, I mean, I'm not really. These lines basically act as a series of bands to show you when Bitcoin is most likely approaching its peak, as well as its bottom within a market cycle. Now, this is super helpful because it gives you a potential idea of where Bitcoin can go to this market cycle and can tell you when to consider taking profits if you're planning on trading. And looking at this, we can see that according to the bands, the market cycle looks like it's not over. We never hit the top band to signal that we've peaked like we did in the other market cycles. And so I bought my Bitcoin and Ethereum around here, both here and here. Once Bitcoin started straying from this kind of middle line here, I stopped buying, and I kind of think of this line as like the fair value line of the cryptocurrency market. Below this line, I like to buy, but above that, depending on how high we go anyway, I might sell some of my crypto. Not all of it, but some of it. So now you're probably wondering, where can we actually go according to these regression lines? How high can we go in this market cycle? Well, if we went straight up from here by the end of the year, let's say, a Bitcoin peak might be around $157,000. Now, personally, I don't think that's really likely. Based on the analysis that I tend to agree with, which is the lengthening of the market cycle. This is a theory that was introduced to me once again by Benjamin Cohen on the Into the Cryptoverse channel. Once again, highly recommend to check it out. So I tend to think that we'll probably peak sometime in 2022. But of course, I don't have a crystal ball. I just have a joke about trying to use one. Let's get this bad boy going here. Let me know if that joke starts getting old, please. I have to come up with some new material. Anyway, let's say we did peak in 2022. Where might we hit the top of this band? Well, the cool thing about this band is that the longer it goes out, the higher it gets. So a later market peak could potentially mean a higher ending Bitcoin price. For example, a peak in this chart, let's say in May, would be about $180,000 Bitcoin. I don't know about you, but I would be pretty okay with that. Obviously, anything can happen. These models don't necessarily predict the future perfectly. There could definitely be some type of negative event that causes cryptocurrency prices to go down. Nobody knows anything for sure. And it's up to you to manage your portfolio and your risk responsibly. Now you might be wondering, Steve, why don't you chase after Doge and all these other moon coins? Well, like I said in my full portfolio video, which if you haven't seen, the card will be up in the corner there, I like to really dive in and research something before I actually go and invest into it. Bitcoin and Ethereum are, in my opinion, as legit as it gets in crypto. They are the blue chip cryptos. They're not going anywhere. Moreover, I would say like Bitcoin is the king of the castle and everyone else is the dirty rascal, except for Ethereum and maybe a couple other projects. What I mean by all of this is that when this market cycle ends, there's a good chance that a lot of cryptocurrencies are going to be wiped off the face of this earth. Poof, gone, zero value. That's because this space is full of BS, like full of it. So let me ask you a question. Why in the heck are you overcomplicating let me just check here to make sure I have this number right, a 1,976,517% return? Why are you overcomplicating that? Bitcoin has returned over 1,000,000% over the past decade. And you're off in the weeds trying to buy poop coin. I'm fine with my BTC, ETH, and a little bit of ADA right now. And in the future, I'm thinking I'll be more than fine. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's a little something for you that stuck around to the end of this video.
Okay, come here. You are so cute. Hi.
This is Yoko. We are puppy sitting her for the weekend, and last night, or actually this morning, very early in this morning, it was like 6 a.m. we took her out to go to the bathroom and stuff, and she snuck in a little something with her that we didn't see, and then we found out in the morning exactly what had happened.